Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Raid Shadow Legends. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about a special promo code that was announced yesterday, but I didn't have time to do a video on that, so I'm going to share that at the beginning of the video for you guys. And I also want to talk about upcoming events. Right now, or at least today and tomorrow, is a little bit sparse until Friday when we have the Champion Chase and a whole lot of other events that are coming around the bend, and that's important. But we also have St. Patrick's Day coming up very soon. And if we take a look at some of the previous events in previous years and what we had going on then, I think it might give us a little bit of a clue about what we might be getting this year and what to prepare for. So that's what we're going to be talking about now. Before we get started with the rest of the video, I do want to remind people that if you haven't started made a new account yet, or you want to make it alt, use the QR code in the top right hand of the screen to get Tholan Falbeard at the start of your journey, and also Stagnite, Rector Drath, and Farrakhan the Fat at accounts level 10, 20, and 30. And don't forget that you can still use this promo code to get the Void Legendary Support Champion to Hanorach, and all you got to do is type in Desert Queen in the first 48 hours of a brand new account. Okay, so I want to get started with Gift from 2GT. Okay, pause the video, whatever you have to do here. This is the latest promo code that you can put in to get some decent rewards, and you're going to get this. And that's going to be 150 multi-battles, which honestly, if you're on mobile device, especially because some people can use RSL Helper and these other things for PC. But I do love my multi-battles. I think I've been wasting too many of them on campaign battles, so I need to make sure that I'm using it for things that take a little bit longer, like dungeons, and just actually hit the retry button on some things that are faster. We also have 30 brews, we have 300,000 silver, and we have 100 energy. So this is going to be for, once again, Gift from 2GT. So make sure you plug that in to get that. Now, right now, of course, things are not a lot, right? Like today we got Tag Arena still going. Spider starts tomorrow. I want to talk about this more particularly, and I don't have the graphic up right now. I'm hoping that it's in here, maybe. But anyways, my point is that Gear Hunters starts on Friday. Okay, so despite these other tournaments starting, like Spider starts tomorrow, do not do any of those until Gear Hunters on Friday if you are running those events. We also have, of course, Dragon Tournament, which is going to be on the 15th, which overlaps Gear Hunters as well. So we have Dragon and we have Spider that are going to be overlapping Gear Hunters. We also have another Champion Training event, which should be here, March 12th to the 16th, so that's going to overlap as well. So we have 3 potential double or triple dipping or whatever you want to call it, events that are going to overlap the Gear Hunters. So make sure that you wait until Gear Hunters is live before doing the other things, just because it is going to make it so much easier on your energy when you're being able to multitask and do a few things at the same time. We also have Champion Chase coming on Friday as well, right? So that's probably where there's going to be more summoning related stuff. But we need to talk about next week because there's a bit of a gap. And I want to kind of talk about some of the previous events, right? And so let's swap on over to good old Hell Hades, and he has some sort of, not some sort of, he has old articles, of course, posted on the website. This was from 2024, so we have published on March 18th, 2024, Path of the Clover, Guaranteed Grand Oak Padraig. Now, this was 2 years ago, okay? So this was a Path event. The thing is, though, of course, if we go back to the calendar, right, we just had the Path event, where I know that sometimes this is a bit anniversary Path event, right? This just happened, so the likelihood of a Path back-to-back with another Path, I think, is extremely slim. I'm not sure if this has ever happened. Of course, I've only been playing about 14 months, but at least since I've been playing, they don't normally drop these 2 events back-to-back. Like, they would normally mix it up into different events. So that was for Grand Oak Padraig in 2024, celebrating St. Patrick's Day. Pretty interesting character, by the way. Only 2 years old. This was through shards and through soulstones, believe it or not, for the path requirements and for the points. So that was pretty interesting. What was the requirements for shards for Padraig? 21 sacred shards. Oof, that was pretty rough. But you could do a combination, of course, of Padraig with also some using soulstones, right? 13 Eternals. That's expensive. What is that? That's like a deck of fates? No, that's a little bit more than a deck of fates. Speaking of deck of fates, so I was around for this event last year. right? And this was the Con Branch Breaker, Verdant Deck of Fates, and St. Patrick's Day event. So I was here. I do have Con. He is in my roster. I use him a little bit. He's not the best. I don't know. Some people tell me he's actually better than I give him credit for, but I do have him over here. And this was Con Branch Breaker, and this was the guaranteed event for St. Patrick's 2025. So I was around for this. Did end up picking him up. I use him from time to time. Maybe he could be geared a little bit better. Probably speed's only 223. He's a defense crit based champion. Ignores actually a decent amount of damage, but it's based on his max HP and shields, things like that. He destroys max HP, so he's okay on Scarab King sometimes when I'm forced to use him. He also has a shield buff. Problem is I don't really want to put legendary books into him, but if you had it drop down to about 3 turns there on the shield buff, it's pretty good. For a Void, though, I think he's pretty average, though. I think he's a little bit better than this, but in general, he wasn't the best character. My point is that he was a guaranteed event for that time, right? And this was a deck of fates. So it is important to note that it's likely, because the path event just came around for the anniversary path, that it looks to be pretty likely, I would say, that in this gap of time, that there will be a deck of fates as well. Now I have this here, and this was from Bo's Gorilla from my Discord server, who basically just pointed out that you can see here that last year in the Fabian event, we had the Verdant Deck of Fates for Khan here, and we had this around the time of Monday, March the 17th, which ran until about Friday, March the 21st. Now, queue up this year's Pelops the Victor fusion. We have Monday, March the 16th, and we have Friday, March the 20th. Now, this is pretty similar. I actually don't know what the exact day of St. Patrick's Day is. My apologies, and maybe somebody's going to lynch me in the comments. I think that it's going to be, I don't know. But I mean, that's a pretty close range of time, right? So I think it's very likely that will be there, right? I think that it's very likely that this is going to happen. And I think that it's important that people prepare for this possibility. Now, they'll probably mention this, I would say, before Friday, right? I think the Plarium creators will, from the creator program, they'll have some news about this, and they will let us know about this. But it is important to maybe kind of take a look at where, I guess technically there's not much you can do about it if if you don't have a lot of souls. Well, you're shit out of luck, I suppose. But you might be able to take a look at your soul collection, see what you might be able to do in order to convert these to potential soul stones, if that'll help you for this. In terms of who that could be, well, there could be a brand new, maybe, I don't know, maybe a St. Patrick's Day character. But if not, then there's a very good chance that it could still be Edward Kenway at this point, right? Because we still haven't heard hide or hair from him. Where the hell are you, Edward? A lot of us have forgotten about the Assassin's Creed collaboration. I don't know. Compared to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I just really haven't heard a lot of people talking about this. And so this is kind of what makes sense as far as who could be available on there. Now, if that's the case, I'm definitely going to bite, because my banner lords are dog shit. If you look at my roster, I have Mikey and Titus, who, doesn't do a whole lot in faction groups, but my faction hard on banner lords is basically non-existent. I have most of the epics, but yeah, I really need some good DPS here to carry me for banner lords, and I'm hoping that this is finally Edward Kenway. Other than that, I don't know if they're going to be releasing a St. Patrick's Day themed legendary character. I don't know if Argonites doesn't, everyone's been, I guess, there, right? They've already kind of quote unquote released these characters, so there wouldn't be anything else. They've made events for Palace, Pelops, Hecaton, not Kebron, maybe, but these are not really like St. Patrick's themed characters in my opinion. So unless they release something brand new, which we'll have to find out and see if that ends up happening. But I just wanted to share this with you guys. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. How are you prepared, right? Like, I guess we haven't had a deck of fates in a little while. I don't know if I bit. I think there was a deck of fates early in the Assassin's Creed, but it didn't give, if I'm not mistaken, it didn't really give any good, it wasn't a character, right? So the last time I've really done anything was from Hilvy, Rhymecrawler, great character, by the way, from the Dwarf faction. So that's what happened there. That was around Christmas time, right? With Hilvy the Rhymecrawler, great deck of fates character. So, even more so that you need to kind of prepare for this kind of stuff, because you never know who's going to be coming around the bend. So let me know how prepared you are. And I hope that we have some news soon. And it's a little bit light on stuff this week. So you're going to see kind of content that's, I don't know, a little bit different, not time sensitive probably. So that's the end of the video. Now, before we go, I do want to remind people, if you haven't started playing Raid yet, what are you waiting for? Get out from under that rock. Use the QR code, get Tholen Foulbeard, get these 3 amazing epics. We have Stag Knight, Rector Drath, and Farrakhan the Fat. And then you could also get this extra Void Legendary Support Champion. Absolutely amazing. Can take you to the end of the game. Her name is Tahanarak. Use the promo code Desert Queen in the first 48 hours of a brand new account. That's it for me, everyone, and I'll see you all on the next video.
And if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll be greatly helping out the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.